Hi everyone, today we're going to start our next chapter, which is going to involve everything that we've talked about before with graphing, but we've got this new concept called systems. Now a system is two linear equations. So you guys have been graphing linear equations, you're graphing lines, but now instead of graphing one, you're going to be graphing two on the same graph, and that's called a system. So two equations on one graph. Now I'm going to ask you to solve a system, and there's multiple ways to solve systems that we're going to talk about in this chapter. Today we're going to focus on the method number one, which is solving a system by graphing. Okay, so you're going to be given two equations, and I'm going to ask you to graph those on a coordinate plane. Now you're going to find where those two lines intersect, and that's going to be the solution to your system. Okay, so you're finding the point of intersection where the two lines cross. Okay, so if your skills for graphing are good, then this should be a piece of cake. If they're not good, then we're going to use this as more practice to shape up with our graphing. Okay, so in this first example here, you have two linear equations. Now remember we talked about slope-intercept form. I'm always going to give them to you in slope-intercept form. So identify where your slope is and where your y-intercept is, your m and your b, for each of those equations that I give you. So I'm going to start by graphing this first one. I'm going to graph it in green so you can kind of walk along with me on how you graph this as a little reminder. So remember I'm going to begin at the b on that y-axis. So my b is -3. I put my first point, and then I'm going to move with my slope, which is up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Okay, and remember, it's really important that you kind of go through the entire graph. Before when we were graphing, I asked you to do 3 points. For systems, it's really important that you just kind of keep going. So remember you can do the opposite direction by going down 2 over 1, just to make sure you cover as much of the graph as you can. Now I'm going to graph my second line, and my b is +7. So I'm going to start at the b at +7. Now my slope is negative, so I'm going to go down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1, and right away I see that the 2 points are going to overlap. So I've already intersected with that green line, which is good. That's what I wanted. So I'm going to keep going a little bit. I'm going to connect my points, and then to solve this system, which is our learning target today, I just have to identify where do those two lines cross, where do they intersect. So that's going to be at a point or an ordered pair. So this is the solution. The two lines cross at the ordered pair of over 2 up 1. Remember, your ordered pairs are always x and then y. So over 2 up 1. Okay? All right. So that is my solution to the system. As long as you find that ordered pair, you are done. Okay? So you graph them, figure out where they intersect, and write the ordered pair. We're going to do one more together, okay? So I've got a system here. I've got two linear equations, two lines that I need to graph, and you're going to find the solution. Now remember, your solution, you're not done until you write the ordered pair where those two lines are going to cross. So I'm going to graph this first line in orange. So remember, find my m and my b. My b, my y-intercept, is +4, and then my slope is up 1 to the right 3. So I'm going to go up 1 over 3, up 1 over 3. I'm going to keep going the other way by going down 1 over 3 to the left, just to kind of keep it going throughout the entire graph. Now I'm going to take a different color, and I'm going to graph that second line. So my b here is a +1, and then my slope is up 4 to the right 3. And right away, with the first point, they cross, which is good. So I'm going to keep it going a little bit. I'm going to connect those points, and then I'm going to find the solution, which is figuring out that ordered pair where those two lines cross. So here it is. They cross here. And so I'm going to figure out how many over and then up to get to that point, and my solution is over 3 up 5. Remember, it's an x and then a y. It's the opposite of slope, okay? So that's my solution. Now, one little hint I want to give you before you start doing this on your own is a lot of kids will start graphing, and then you'll get to a point where they don't cross at all, okay? So they don't cross. Now, this is something that can happen in life where the two lines don't cross, but I'm telling you right now, if I ask you to solve a system by graphing, they will always cross. So if they don't cross, then you know you've done something incorrectly, and you need to kind of start over, regraph, and figure out where they do cross, okay? And because if I ask you to find the solution by graphing, there will always be a solution for you guys, all right? So good luck, and we'll do a bunch of practice with this.